go. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Brain Crackling Nonsense. Here with my good boys, Brian, and we got T. So how's everyone's weekend? Or I mean, I don't know how you guys want to introduce it today.
Okay, so I would personally just like to introduce myself. Guys, good morning. Hope you guys are having a wonderful one. Hope you guys are pouring yourself a nice cup of coffee and starting the day off right. Let's seize today, and let's get that energy perfect today.
Perfect.
So, to kick off Dre's question, to start it off, my weekend was actually pretty great. It didn't really consist of much, but it did consist of typical errands that I would normally run. So if you guys aren't aware, I do own a pet tarantula. So for my pet tarantula, I did had to buy some food for her. Had her for a little more than 5 years. So that's about it. I did my laundry, typical family day. Nothing too special, nothing too major on it. How about you, Brian?
Cool, Brian. How was your weekend?
Oh, actually, I had a great weekend. I actually just recently got a tattoo.
No way.
Yeah, it will be up on my Instagram soon if you guys want to go check it out. What else did I do? I didn't do much other than that. That was the only special thing that really happened this weekend. I guess on Saturday I actually went to go shoot with a friend, and we took a couple shots, and that's all I did actually.
Cool.
Not much. What about you, Dre? How was your weekend?
My weekend was pretty good. It was a nice, relaxing weekend.
That's good.
It's a weekend that one kind of needs sometimes. Sunday, yesterday, I actually saw you get the tattoo.
Yeah, you
It
did.
was actually pretty interesting. Saturday, to be honest, I don't remember what happened Saturday.
Happens.
Saturday feels like a blur for me too as well.
Yeah,
I don't
as
know,
well.
I don't know why.
Saturday just kind of flew by, passed by, and actually, it was Sunday, and I was like, oh, it's Sunday.
Oh, it's Monday
Yeah, I
already.
was waiting for Sunday because that's when I got my tattoo. So that's the only day I was actually waiting for this week.
You know what? Actually, Saturday, I remember what I did. I was just at home. That's what I did.
Okay.
That's what I
Okay.
did. So,
That's cool.
going back to the tattoo, what does it mean? I mean,
Well,
for the viewers out there.
Okay, so for the viewers, you'll see it on Instagram, but for the listeners right now, it's actually a brain with roots on the bottom and roses coming up from the top. So what it basically means, it's that the roots grow first, and then the information from the roots grow to be a rose. Well, I guess for a rose purpose. But basically the quote that I came up with it goes like this. No flower could ever blossom without the information from its roots. Basically, whatever I just explained, that the quote's pretty self-explanatory. The roots pass information, the brain is the information, and then the roses is the beauty. So to go through beauty, you have to learn through your past.
Cool.
That's
Now,
basically
to
it.
the viewers out there, I know you're not really getting any close-up shots right now of the tattoo, but from my personal perspective, this tattoo looks amazing. There's
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
detail on it. The roses are very, very beautiful. He was thinking about putting color into it. I did ask if he was going to put color into it, but Brian, you want to care why you didn't want to put the color onto the rose in the stem?
Well, because the roots are black. Well, I guess white and black. The brain is white and black. The stem of the rose is white. I mean, it's black. And then to put just red and green into the rose and the leaves, I think it was gonna throw the whole
I think
the
so,
whole
too.
tattoo off. So it was just might as well just leave it all black and white. And to be honest, it looks very amazing right now.
It does.
It really
It does.
So, who was the one that did it?
So her name is Gia Guzman.
Okay.
Her Instagram would be put somewhere in the description probably because I don't really know it off the top of my head. But yeah, she's a really good starting artist. She just started, but she did amazing. She did an amazing job. Honestly, kind of like a professional job, to be honest. And yeah, that's her name, Gia Guzman.
Cool. All right. So huge shout out to Gio Guzman.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice, nice. All right.
So T, I'm sorry. Actually,
No, go for it.
you said you had a pet tarantula.
Yes.
So how does that even
do.
work? You know, the ordinary person has
A dog
or a cat.
A cat.
But you have a pet tarantula. You
At
wanna tell me-
most, fishes.
Yeah, or even a lizard, but you got a pet tarantula.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Yes. Okay. So the pet tarantula, I got the pet tarantula when I was around towards my end of my 6th grade year. Now I got the tarantula personally because obviously, we're all family members. So you guys are all well of Alex, Jaed.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
So
yeah.
yes, he had 3 tarantulas in total.
Huge
And
shout
now
out to Yared.
huge shout out to his Instagram. Actually, if you guys want to give him a follow, master_of_none69. So yeah, guys, that's his Instagram. But he did own 3 tarantulas, and I was huge on arachnophobia. I was terrified of spiders. Until one day he pretty much introduced me, come into my room, I have something to show you, close my eyes, and I felt something all of a sudden crawling on my hand, and I was freaking out.
Wow.
I was hyperventilating, and I was scared, like, oh my God, like, woof. But long story short, it was kind of that thing where you needed to face the fear to actually
Okay.
realize how beautiful the creature was.
Wow.
How
Wow.
simplistic and how beautiful it is, just like how I said. So I convinced my parents. It took a little convincing, not too much, because I just kind of got it without the permission, but ended up getting it. They ended up liking it, loving it. So I've had her for, I would say, a little over 6 years now. So she has molted. For the people who don't know what molting is when she comes out of her exoskeleton and grows a little larger. So she has molted around 3 times today.
Basically
Not
shedding.
3 times today?
No, not 3 times today. I'm so sorry. Completely misphrased that. 3 times in total so far within the 6 years that I've had her, which is very, very healthy. She's beautiful. She's nice. She's a Chilean rose-haired tarantula, so she is a very, very beautiful pink mixed with a nice rosé and red color.
Nice.
That's about it, guys. That is the information for her. She does love to eat crickets. Crickets are her favorite meal. I am planning on switching up the routine, kind of getting her to eat a little bit differently. I did recently switch up her environment in her enclosure. She did have a little thing to climb on it before, but I did take it out now to give her a little taste of a different environment, more flat ground, more little burrow, kind of hide in there,
So
you
more
know.
open space,
Playground.
basically.
More open space
That's
to
good.
walk around, so now she doesn't have to fight with the crickets in a sense. They'll jump up on the thing and now she can't get them. Now they're in an open spot, so now they're just target for the
Oh, that's
Straight up target.
straight up target.
trip target. But yeah, honestly, I love my tarantula. Ah, man, it's definitely a nice experience to have people come over. You want to see my tarantula? You want to carry? And they just freak out. But it's honestly an amazing experience because people enjoy it at the end of the day.
We'll actually put some like videos of like, cause I have some videos from my
Okay.
Instagram, so we'll put some of those around here somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
guys.
Maybe some
Video.
pictures. Oh, we'll actually put the picture of the tattoo as well.
As well,
so
that's a
people
good
can see
idea.
it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well,
Awesome.
what I'm looking at right now for the people listening, T actually has his notebook out with the Saturn drawn on it.
Yeah.
And what is this? What do you have here?
So,
is
to
this
give,
nonsense?
to give
Yeah, what is
a
this
lot
nonsense?
of insight onto the people. If you guys aren't aware, I am kind of working on my own brand, and so are Dre and Brian. We kind of all want to open up our own brand and show a lot of out there artistic work and creativity. So the name for my brand is still under the works, but I'll give a very descriptive detail of what's on my notebook right now. So if you guys are familiar with the artist Nas, normally on the earth that he had would say the world is yours, but on mine the earth says the map to the stars, and there is a volcano erupting from earth, a very large one as well, and it's not fully done yet, but it's gonna have a character spitting out from the volcano, and there's Saturn on it, there's clouds around the earth, there's a moon, and there's also a comet in the universe. So my significance for this is the guy is trying to find, again, follow the map to the stars and get out from this universe, and he wants to become an alien in a sense where what we refer to an alien here in obviously America and any other country is someone different, they're somewhere where they don't belong. They come from another area. So in this sense, he's following the map to the stars to become an alien and find himself somewhere else and explore everywhere.
So basically, making the word alien a good thing.
Making the word alien a very, very good thing, and it's not bad to come from somewhere and go somewhere else where you don't belong to find yourself and discover yourself.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
nice.
good.
That's
Now,
pretty
the little person, would he be on a rocket ship or something, or just floating away into space?
The little person will just be floating away into space, and if you guys are aware of the constellation Ursa Major, it is a polar bear, so I did want to draw Ursa Major. As soon as he's spit it out from the volcano, Ursa Major comes along, tries to grab him. Come with me, let me show you the map to the stars.
Wow. That
And
sounds
then
great.
from there, the polar bear can show him where he belongs, taking him on a cosmic journey through the universe.
Wow.
Wow.
That sounds really interesting.
So what made you, I guess, apart from what you said about Nas, what else inspired you from it?
So what inspired me typically on this, if you guys are aware of the movie Astro Boy. So
Astro
Astro Boy, it's a very, very old anime. It did originally release in the 1960s, came out with another version in the 1980s as well in the early 2000s, and they did come out with the movie in 2009. So me, Astro Boy, he was one of my favorite anime characters, animations done perfectly. The story behind Astro Boy is amazing. It is a kid who ends up getting killed by a robot in his father's laboratory when they were testing it out, and then his father creates a robot version of his son with all his memories implanted into it. And typically in the world of humans and robots are meant to protect the humans, and robots have no thought or empathy or sympathy that they show for themselves.
No emotions, right?
No emotions.
Right.
But Astro Boy, he is the only robot that truly cares and shows passionate feeling for a human. Because Astro Boy, despite him being a robot, he has more humanity than any other human in that world.
Wow.
Wow.
So it did show me that despite him being different, he can still make a difference and
I got you.
show people he might be considered an alien or robot, but he is still part of the human race, and he's still trying to change everyone and show
and
them
if anything,
different.
show more humanity than even
Than human.
Than
Than
human,
themselves,
exactly.
right. Wow,
And that was actually a straight line taken from the movie, from Dr. I believe, if I'm getting this incorrect, I'm sorry. It's Elephant. So Elephant says it at the end where Astro Boy is currently dead in the movie, but he does come back alive. Sorry for any spoilers to anyone who hasn't watched it. He says that the only reason they're trying to help him and save him is because that little boy has more humanity than any other human. So that's self-explanatory, guys, and that's a little meaning behind this. I am huge on space, the universe, cosmics. I love constellations, learning about different stars. So that's where a lot of this comes from. We've explored more of our space than our own ocean, but there is still so much more to explore in the space and the universe and
very
what's
true.
out there. But it's an endless journey from here, guys.
It's a lot of information out there that we just still don't know.
Yeah.
Like the universe is just so huge, and supposedly it keeps expanding every single second.
Yep.
It's just so much out there that we don't even know yet.
Very true.
Maybe we can find ourselves some aliens soon.
maybe.
Alien friends.
We call Astro Boy to come down.
Yeah, we come down.
But yeah, guys, so Brian and Dre, they did help me kind of think of a name for the brand, something revolving around cosmic. Brian threw a really good idea out there called Cosmic Entity. So I really do like the idea because I do have a certain design coming up where it is the Big Bang, and there is a certain entity, a very large entity in the universe that is controlling where all the planets are placed, because this entity wants to create his own destiny, and he wants to build the future, and he wants to create something that hasn't been created before.
Wow.
Something that we all search for and we see in movies, but put on a brand and something where people can relate to.
Sounds good.
That sounds very good.
What about you, Dre? You have any brand ideas?
I do. Actually, the brand that's coming up is called Lone Wolf.
Wow.
And it's like it's a personal. I wouldn't say personal. How would I explain it? It's about a wolf.
Okay.
Right.
And wolves usually run in packs.
Yes.
But sometimes the wolf has to learn how to become his own leader by leaving the pack and exploring different areas.
Okay.
And the reason why this wolf leaves is to find himself rather
Okay.
than learning it from everybody else.
Okay. Wow.
So the brand's called Lone Wolf, and it's also got. I also received some inspiration from it for a tattoo,
Okay.
which is a baby wolf seeing itself on a big wolf in the water, in
Okay.
the reflection of the water, and the forest in the background, with an eagle in the background,
Okay.
and which symbolizes just because you have this adult body doesn't mean you lose your inner child.
Right.
Okay.
And the forest is just your place where you get this like the wisdom,
Okay.
and like I've said in before podcasts, where the trees give you this
This child feeling,
not child feeling,
like a freedom feeling, kind of.
nutrients
Oh,
and
okay.
Okay.
the roots from the trees kind of make you become who you become.
Right.
So, and the eagle symbolizes like that's the person who gives you the wisdom.
Okay.
God kind of in a sense guides you. So Lone Wolf is mostly for these people that feel alone, and it's okay to feel alone only because I've been through that.
Mm-hmm.
And just like you said about facing your fears with the spider, in a sense it's the same thing for me, where I don't like being alone,
Okay.
but I had to put myself in that situation so I can learn what's the main
Of course.
what's the main lesson I can gain from it. And what I've gained from it is that there's a lot of energies out there that us as humans we adapt to it. Doesn't mean it's us. It's just it's a version of us that we kinda-
characterize.
we
kinda.
characterize.
Okay.
We act.
We
right.
act like it. So by being by yourself, you start realizing that all these different energies, all these different people, there aren't you.
Okay.
So you have to find your true self, and the only way to find your true self is by being alone.
Okay.
True.
That makes sense.
Now I'm not saying go in your room and hide yourself for years, and
Right.
but
Yeah,
I
find
am
yourself.
saying like find some time to
Be
kind
alone.
of be alone and figure yourself out a little bit more.
Okay.
And that's where the brand came up for Lone Wolf.
Lone wolf. Wow.
And wolf because it's an animal you don't really see by themselves.
Okay.
They're always running in packs, which is that makes that's for the reason why you have to leave the pack to figure yourself out and then come back and inspire others
Okay.
or create your own pack and educate them and so forth so on.
All right.
Wow, that's cool.
Very, very nice.
I currently don't have a brand, so I don't really know what to talk about brand stuff. But these two brands right now that we're listening to, they're really cool. I mean, T with his inspiration for space and cosmics. I'm really into the universe, and then Dre being the lone wolf. It's amazing how people don't face their fears, and by not facing their fears, they can't really find themselves. And then that's about it. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
Like,
What you guys are doing.
You're right on the money about the facing the fears,
Right.
because that's what it is. People don't like facing their fears
That's true. Yeah.
until you really face your fears, and then you realize like it wasn't really that scary.
That's
Right.
very, very true. Very, very true. So I kind of thought of an idea for the brand as well.
Go for it.
So it kind of just carried on to when you were telling the whole story and significance behind your brand. So it kind of made me kind of create a story for my brand where,
That's good.
in a sense, the kid being tossed out into space is a kid trying to search for himself, trying to search for what's out there, the greater good for himself.
Right.
And now the entity is going to be putting things in his path so he can find himself and create something that he wants for himself. So the
Okay.
entity is controlling the universe while the kid himself, who does not have a name as of yet, I am going to become creative and think of a name for the character. He is going to be traveling through all these obstacles to space, learning himself different life lessons, put on clothing pieces. Very simplistic, but it's going to have a meaningful decipher to it.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So as long
you're gonna
as
create
you
a whole story.
a whole
Okay,
story
that's
behind
cool.
certain clothing pieces. It's not gonna be a collection, but it will be multiple pieces that all correlate towards each other. So if you do ever collect all pieces, put them side by side, they will all tell a story of where this kid goes. And towards the end of it, I want the entity to toss someone out there for him, to toss someone else out there for him, and he's like, oh look, this is what I've been searching for, someone else. And now
nice.
he went through that journey alone, learning all that he could to find someone else, and now go on another journey and pass on the wisdom that he learned.
Wow.
Ah,
Wow.
nice.
So,
That's
yeah.
inspiration.
Kind of reminds me of like the several books that I've been working on. I think it was last podcast that we were talking with Israel about the whole immortality thing.
Yes, the immortality.
Where it comes down to these books are written just for the next consciousness
Yep.
to pick it up, and it kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool.
Oh,
Because I
nice.
kind of thought of it as like, the beginning starts with Map to the Stars, but then the very, very last piece will end with We Can Only Come So Far.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice. Write that down. Write that down.
Write that down. And I kind of just thought of something where it's like space, we know space to never end, but what if there is an ending to space? And him
Right.
him and the entity and the person the entity tosses out, they're walking, floating through space until all of a sudden they could stand. They open a magical door and it's all blank white space. And from there they can create their own universe.
Wow.
The entity gave them the platform of how to build the universe, what the universe should be, and now these two actual beings can create their own universe from scratch.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Now, how long will these two beings be alive for?
That is a very, very
they
good
immortal?
question. So, I wouldn't declare them as immortal, but the words and wisdom they pass on, the will of fire, will forever be immortal.
Immortalized. Okay.
Immortalized.
Wow. Okay. Wow. That's cool. So words as in their inspiration, right?
Their inspiration.
Their wisdom, their inspiration, their
kind of the stories.
Their
Exactly,
stories.
their story. So they'll build the universe. They'll start to grow. Let's say something similar to Earth, maybe not exactly like Earth, but their own version of Earth. And from there, they can start a population. They can start life. They can start animals.
so they'll
And
be
from-
God.
They're in a sense, they'll be entities considered an entitlement of God. They
Right.
wouldn't be God themselves, but they'll have that label.
Okay.
Okay.
So then they can pass on that wisdom and knowledge to the other people of that planet, and then from there, trusting that those two knew what they were doing, that they put and they confide in these people to continue that wisdom,
Wow.
and then from there, they leave again, and they're never to be seen, and they become one with the big entity that was in the universe.
Oh.
Now, in your imagination, where these people would go to this blank space, right, and they would start creating it, would they create humans or would they create some sort of alien? Like, what kind of life form would they create?
Now that
Because your imagination of Earth could only go so far, right?
Mhm.
Now, how much further can you make it where this whole new universe
Mhm.
could be literally whatever you want it to be? Now, would this universe expand? Would it not expand? Would it have planets? No planets? Could it just be one rock in the middle of nowhere?
Okay, I see what you mean. So what I do want to do with these planets is I want to have it all separately. So one planet just for the humans, but then another separate planet for the animal beings.
Okay.
Because how we view it in Earth, there are a lot of humans that do take advantage of some very, very nice animals,
Yes.
and they get a lot put onto them that they do not deserve. So I do want to create, in a sense, a story and a significant where the humans could just be the humans, and then the animals can thrive and prosper. So we're going to show how the humans of that world destroy and corrupt the Earth and the world, or the
Right.
so-called Earth version 2, compared to
yeah.
how the animals prosper and strive in the
Wow.
planet that they let Mother Nature take them with,
And they adapt.
and they adapt.
Right.
Okay. Could I say something against that?
Go for it.
So, in my belief, animals basically evolved into what we are now. So, what animals in that animal planet, would eventually evolve into humans and just destroy themselves again?
They will never evolve into humans. The whole point is that it's strictly just a planet for mammals, fishes, invertebrates, insect, only for the living creatures that are already fully adapted and already at their final stages where they can't go any further into humans.
So, are you limiting consciousness?
I'm not limiting consciousness, but I'm feeling I'm doing what is right for the universe, or what
Oh.
the entities feel what is right for the universe.
Wow.
Okay.
Good shit. That's
So
nice.
it's like I'm trying to get, obviously I am the creator of this brand, I am trying to get involved with this brand, but I am trying to make these two characters their own personal beings where they do feel like they have a thought of their own, and I don't want to get too much into their own thoughts.
Right.
I want
Right.
to create them their own little beings, like if they're actual
Wow.
people.
That's cool. Wow. Yeah. So you're gonna create basically a character that's basically yourself creating more characters.
Creating more characters.
Wow.
Yes. So
Now
it's
that's
like
infinite.
so it's my hidden persona that comes alive into a cosmic character.
Wow.
I see.
That's very cool. Well, for everybody out there right now, we're actually at 22 minutes. We're going to start wrapping it up. But any final thoughts for anybody right here?
No, I don't have anything.
Yeah, to
See?
be honest, I'm kind of pretty blank. I felt like we had a good run there. Everything
We
went
did.
smooth
I'm actually-
sail from there, and it was perfect.
Yeah, we
Actually,
actually talked about our brands. Well, not mine, but their brands. You know, we kind of brought back the immortality type of thing. We talked about T's brand quite a lot, actually. And I've actually never seen Astro Boy, so I think I'm going to give that a try.
Maybe next episode we can actually talk about Astro Boy.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
For those who actually don't know what we were talking about immortality, visit our last podcast that we had last week,
It's actually 2 episodes.
2 episodes. So it's actually very good. We had
Oh,
a
yeah.
special guest of Israel and Chelsea and Mr. Kenster. So if you guys are interested in watching the whole immortality episode, by all means go for it. It will be linked down below.
Yeah.
It was definitely broken down into 2 beautiful parts.
Very beautiful
amazing,
parts.
amazing parts.
Yes.
It is, I wouldn't say a sensitive topic, but religion is thrown in there at some point, so we do have our personal opinions thrown out there, but it is a very, very broad topic that we talked about, and every little detail was touched.
Yes. Well, my Instagram for everyone out there is bs._shots, shots with the Z.
My Instagram is THVDDIS. My name is Thaddeus, also known as T.
My Instagram is shoot.with.andres. That's my Instagram. My name's Andres. They also call me Dre. So
Yeah,
fun.
Dre. I mean, my name is Brian. They call me Boogie B. That's all fun and games. Well, yeah, we're here podcasting in the forest. George Washington Bridge Forest, actually. What's it called again? The Palisades, right?
Palisades.
Palisades here in New
Interstate Park.
Jersey. Well, yeah, that's all we have for you guys. I hope you guys stay tuned for the next one. Whenever you guys want to leave a comment down below, actually in our YouTube videos that are coming up with this podcast as well, we might do some type of time lapse with the last video because it was very long and the cameras actually stopped recording a bit. We'll figure that one out, but that's it for now, guys.
Yeah, so thank you for tuning in, guys. Have an amazing rest of your day. Keep your head up high and keep pursuing those goals, guys. Don't let no one stop you. Keep achieving it.
There we go.
Don't doubt yourself.
And keep speaking nonsense because that's what we are, brain crackling nonsense.
So this is episode 4 with Brain Crackling Nonsense, and we're out.